What's up, everybody? Getting into this episode of Days of Our Lives, I'm extremely happy that the Phoenix has risen again. Listen, y'all already know Joe Mascalo is the only Stefano DiMera. Let's be clear on that. But after watching, Stephen Nichols is doing a very good job as, Stefano, as a reincarnated Stefano DiMera. He's doing a really good job. Like, he even got the mannerisms. He got some of the mannerisms. Even the accent. Like, you could hear he's trying to do the accent that Stefano does. Like, he's trying to do it. It sounds pretty good. So for me, I'm intrigued by this. I really am. I'm loving it. And it made me miss the Stefano character even more. So I'm happy that they're kind of bringing that back right now, at least for this storyline. So I think it's pretty dope. Watching him and Princess Gina conspire to break up Marlena and John permanently. This is going to be interesting. I will say this is going to be pretty interesting. Stefano was not playing no games when Princess Gina was talking shit about Marlena. Stefano wasn't playing. Stefano, he walked up on her. He was like, first of all, watch how you talk about my queen of the night. I said, oh, hell. Stefano was not playing no games. He picked up right where he left off. He was pissed off, though. He did sound a little ungrateful after all the hard work that Princess Gina and Dr. Roth did to resurrect him. He was upset because of the body that they put him in. He was like, "Why?" He said, out of all people, y'all gave me Steve Johnson. Listen, they went through a lot of trouble. You know what I mean? And I guess, according to Princess Gina, Stefano actually survived the gunshots that Hope shot him. He survived the gunshots, but he had diabetes, he had stage 4 cancer, so they had to do something to resurrect him and put him in a new body. And the person that they thought of was Steve. So pretty much they had this planned for a while, because he had Steve kidnapped, imprisoned. He sent divorce papers to Kayla. He didn't show up at Adrian's funeral. He made sure, he just wanted it to look like Steve abandoned his family and his wife. He had to make it believable. And then, he's worried about the whole legal stuff, going back to Salem and stuff. But, Princess Gina was like, duh, I'm the police commissioner again. So I got that. She was like, I'm going to fix that. That's why we agreed that I would go back as police commissioner. As her pretending to be Hope and regain control of the Salem PD. So it works out in their favor from a legal standpoint. So that way when he comes back, they don't have to worry about no legal ramification. This is actually pretty dope. Like, I'm super interested in this storyline. Like, how is it going to play out when he returns to Salem and people see that it's Steve, but then they realize he's actually, Stefano. I wonder how they're going to feel about that. Like, what's the reaction going to be? That's what's going to be dope. He was pissed, though, when he had to take down his old portrait of how he used to look, and he had to put up Steve's new portrait. That's a badass portrait, though. I did like it. But he was like, damn, now I got to get used to this face. Stefano, oh my God, let me tell y'all something. Ever since the Stefano character died and Joe Mascalo passed away in real life, the DiMera family has gone to hell in a handbasket. Like, literally. I felt like the DiMeras lost their power when Stefano died. You know what I mean? Like, they just weren't shit. Even with Andre being back, the family never regained that structure. You know what I mean? Like, when they lost Stefano was the glue. He was the heart and soul of that family. So without him, it's like everybody else just can't measure up. You know what I mean? Like, Kristen, she does a pretty good job of being bad, but she wasn't as thought-provoking as Stefano. You know what I'm saying? Like, Stefano thought things out. He he thought the next move. You know, he planned ahead. Kristen, she wasn't a planner. She was just a doer. You know what I mean? Like, she just was a hothead. You know, so I just felt like the family kind of fell apart without Stefano. So it's good that he's somewhat back. You know what I mean? So he definitely, you know, he got some scores to settle back in Salem. All hell is about to break loose once he returns. And John and Marlena, you know, they were getting all cozy on the couch, and that's when they got some flowers, and they didn't know who sent them. All the cards said, the initial just said S. So, of course, they ruled everybody out, and the only person they could think of with that S was Stefano. But, you know, Marlena thought they were just being paranoid or whatever because it's been years. You know what I mean? Stefano supposedly died 3 years ago. So, like 2-3 years ago. So they felt like, okay, it's been a few years. There's no way it could be Stefano. John is convinced that it's Stefano. And John was like, let me get my team together, because he said, I'm not about to sit around and wait and see so Stefano could get the drop on us. You know what I mean? He was like, no, I need to find out if it's him. Because when Abe came by or whatever to give John his medal, that John apparently won, Abe looked at the card and he said, you know, he knows Stefano's handwriting. And he said that definitely isn't Stefano's handwriting. But John has a point, though. He was like, okay, but the card, you know, the flowers, you know, like the lady or whoever from the flower shop, she could have signed the card. You know what I mean? Like, that is possible. But Stefano, you know, he made it perfectly clear. He was like, I don't care nothing about Kayla. She could have Justin. I don't want her. He's like, all I want is my queen of the night, Marlena. And he basically told Princess Gina, you know, once I get Marlena, you can have her leftovers, aka John. Yeah, I'm loving this. I'm loving it. So anyway, moving on from that, Sierra. So Sierra and Ben are trying to just, you know, come up with ways so they can figure out how to, you know, clear his name of killing Jordan. So she has Xander's strongbox, and she needs to figure out how to get into it. So of course, once she was done with Ben, she went to go and get her tools. And she had her drill and everything, because I guess she used to take shop class or whatever. So she was going to break into it and find out if him and Victor set Ben up. Here's my thing. I'm loving Sierra right now. I am. I totally understand why she doesn't have no loyalty towards Xander. I get it. But damn, to try and have your own granddaddy locked up, like, that's extreme. Like, but I guess, you know, all fear and love and war, I suppose. But I was like, damn, you trying to throw your granddaddy under the bus? You know that man old. He can't be sitting up in no prison. Shit. You don't know how long he got left. Hopefully more years to come, because John Aniston is one of my favorites. Victor Kiriakis, he's definitely one of my faves on the show, especially with his one-liners. Like, he's hilarious. But Sierra is not playing no games. I'm loving this side of Sierra, you know what I'm saying, because she's a mixture. Sierra is definitely a mixture of Hope, Bo, and Victor. I think she has a little bit of Victor in her when it comes to being conniving and, you know, sneaky. But she definitely has those traits of her parents and Victor. Like, she definitely has those. And she knows when to bring them out. But she definitely, you know, she's sticking up for her man. So I can't blame her for that. So anyway, Clyde, little crazy ass. You know, he got most of the guards in there on his pocket. You know, getting them whiskey and all that mess. So, of course, he got into Will's cell. Now he trying to kill Will. Thank God Ben got there in time to save him, because Clyde was definitely about to stab Will. Somebody need to beat Clyde old ass. I'm just saying. Clyde be getting on my nerves sometimes. Somebody need to do him in. And he need to leave little William alone. Like, seriously, he need to leave Will alone and go in his prison cell, go in his bunk, and go mind his business. I don't know how Will gonna get out of prison. Like, how? Because he's in there, I believe, for killing Adrian. Like, he has something to do with her death or whatever. I still don't have much clarity on that, but I guess. So how Will gonna get out, I have no clue. Hopefully soon, because I ain't got time for all these prison blues. But it is entertaining so far. Justin and Kayla, I'm surprised to see them two together. I feel like they do have chemistry. I'm just surprised that Justin moved on from Adrian so fast. Like, she died, 6 months ago, they're saying? So I'm surprised that he's in a relationship so quickly. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I understand you got to move on. I just don't expect people to move on that fast. But they do have chemistry, though. And I do like seeing them together. But I feel like their relationship is definitely going to be tested when Steve comes back to Salem and they figure out, that he's Stefano. It's just going to be a hot mess. Like, it's just going to be a big, big mess, honestly. It was cool that Abe, at least Abe got to get on the phone and talk to Theo and stuff. Theo's still in Africa. I don't know if they're ever going to bring Theo back. It's like they don't really mention him that much, but hopefully they do. Honestly, though, they do. I feel like they do need to bring Valerie back. Abe needs a storyline. That's all I can say. Abe definitely needs a storyline. He needs a new boo, something. You know what I mean? Because Abe, he just walk around with nothing to do. I'm like, give my boy Abe something to do. Give him a little action. Honestly, though, I thoroughly enjoyed this episode. I thought it was great. Hit the comment section. Let me know what y'all thought about today's episode. I will see y'all all later. Have a great day. Peace.